If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy, entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Google it if you want to know more. Any day, any...
And you turned on Netflix that night. We were like, holy fuck, I'm about to see the greatest live sporting event of all time.
When Andrew Tate speaks, people listen. The former kickboxing world champion made it clear, if Jake Paul wants a real fight, all he has to do is send the contract. Tate has no interest in exhibitions or scripted theater. He's willing to step out of retirement to prove a point. And now, Dana White has confirmed what many thought would never happen, Jake Paul versus.
Nobody moving down not only world champions of the past, we have world champions of the...
Andrew Tate. This isn't another carefully staged Paul brother spectacle against a retired star or an MMA fighter past his prime. Tate is younger, sharper, and dangerous. He's not chasing clout, he's chasing respect. For Tate, this fight is personal.
Don't worry about Conor McGregor you up. Don't worry about Floyd Mayweather you up. You only want to lose to them so you can say, well, I lost to Conor McGregor. Why don't you lose to an old man who's retired? I live in the real fucking world, Jake. There's a whole bunch of fighters out here who live in the real fucking world. Men who are dangerous and dedicated their lives to this sport.
After Jake Paul's controversial win over Mike Tyson, a bout many fans dismissed as a tragic comedy, Tate accused Paul of disgracing the sport. Tyson, at nearly 60, entered the ring with a knee brace and still gave Paul problems.
You know, there's a lot of... In Portnoy went out and said that it was the greatest con job of all time. I mean, if you didn't think that that's the way the fight, I don't know what people expect.
Yet Jake strutted around afterward as if he'd conquered the boxing world. To Tate, that wasn't just arrogance, it was an insult to every fighter who ever stepped between the ropes with real risk on the line. That's why Tate is betting on himself, literally. He's pledged $3 million of his own money, winner takes all. For him, this isn't about paychecks or headlines. It's about restoring boxing's integrity and exposing Jake Paul as more showman than fighter. The contrast couldn't be sharper.
You know what? I'm trying so hard to not start internet beefs. I'm really trying not to.
You could say Jake and Logan, man.
Bro,
don't worry about it.
No, I can't lie. Bro, I'm going through life. I'm trying to live peaceful now. I've got Fed agents in my house. Matrix is after me. I'm just trying to live peaceful.
Tate is a four-time world champion with a resume built on grit, discipline, and knockouts. Jake Paul, meanwhile, has built his empire on YouTube fame, celebrity drama, and fights that critics argue are more theater than combat. Still, Paul thrives on doubt. Every time he's been written off, he's found a way to turn controversy into attention, and attention into millions.
You know, where his head's at in life in terms of what he wants to do.
Okay, well, you didn't answer the question. Do you have any interest in it?
I don't know. I mean, Andrew has messaged me over the past few days, and
he dismissed the Tyson backlash, mocked Tate as a washed-up kickboxer, and went right back to his favorite role, the villain everyone pays to see lose. Now, the stage is set. On one side, a man who represents the old guard of combat sports, trained, tested, and unrelenting. On the other, a brash disruptor who's turned boxing into his personal marketing machine. This isn't just a fight. It's a referendum on what boxing is becoming, and whether men like Andrew Tate can still silence the circus that Jake Paul has built. This fight isn't just another stunt.
Yeah, he'll never do that, though. He knows. He knows way.
One, he's under contract. And two,
he's not his own boss.
And two, he won't do it. He knows better.
It's the biggest gamble of Jake Paul's career. For years, Paul has built his reputation on viral knockouts, hand-picked opponents, and carefully controlled narratives. But against Andrew Tate, the training wheels are off. Tate isn't a retired athlete or a desperate celebrity looking for a payday. He's a four-time world champion who's made a career out of dismantling men who thought they could out-tough him. The stakes couldn't be higher. A loss here wouldn't just bruise Paul's ego. It would crack the very foundation of his empire, one built on controversy, theatrics, and the promise that maybe, just maybe, the YouTuber could become a real fighter. Enter Dana White. The UFC president has always been part promoter, part chess master, and this time he's pulling the strings. Tired of watching influencer boxing turn into a circus, White saw an opportunity. Let Jake Paul face someone who doesn't care about Instagram followers or streaming deals.
Do it. Let's do it. No, seriously. I'm about the action. Like, I'm less talk now. Let's just fucking go.
Yo, but you know for a fact,
Me and Jake will travel to Romania.
There you go.
We will make this happen. We'll do it wherever you want, whatever conditions you want.
2 brothers, 1 cage.
Someone who fights for pride, not clout. That's where Andrew Tate comes in. White called the matchup the ultimate blend of skill, spectacle, and storytelling, which is his way of saying the fight is going to be brutal but unforgettable. His fingerprints are everywhere, from brokering peace between both camps to making sure the rules don't get watered down into some TikTok-friendly gimmick. What could have been another cringeworthy YouTube drama has now become the fight everyone's talking about. Andrew Tate isn't here to play nice. He's been relentless in his criticism of Paul, branding his career a reality show with gloves, and calling Jake's fights cash grabs dressed up as boxing. To Tate, Paul's controversial win over Mike Tyson wasn't just embarrassing, it was insulting. Watching a 58-year-old Tyson limp into the ring with a knee brace, only for Jake to strut around like he'd beaten a prime champion, was the last straw. And unlike most of Paul's past opponents, Tate knows how to win the fight before the first bell. He's a master of psychological warfare, dismantling Paul's bravado piece by piece, mocking him as a fraud, and promising a reality check that will strip away the hype and leave only truth in the ring. Jake, of course, has fired back in typical fashion, mocking Tate, dragging old fighters into the spotlight, and leaning into the role of the loudest man in the room. But this time, he knows the risks. If he loses, it won't just be his record that suffers, it'll be the empire he's spent years building. So here we are. Dana White pulling the strings. Andrew Tate circling like a shark. Jake Paul staring down a cliff that could either make him a legitimate fighter or end his run in spectacular fashion.
True fighter, legitimate, badass motherfucker, strong mentality. Sorry, Tristan Tate is a weak link.
I say let's
He got a bad shoulder. He's shaped like a gingerbread man. I don't want no beef, but that's delusion.
PFO will set this up.
A MMA double tag team match.
10 million for everybody.
You might have a